No matter how mad Crush may appear to be, no matter how frustrated he may look, I know that he's always going to have a soft spot for me. Right about here. I've done a lot of parties in my time, but now I've got the biggest party of all in WrestleMania, Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas. And you know what I like best about Las Vegas? It's full of losers. The biggest loser of all is going to be getting into the ring with me. Yeah, you pineapple head. You say you can see a man's fear by looking into his eyes? Look into my eyes. What do you see? That's not going to be your problem in Las Vegas. Because I ain't going to be clowning around.
I think this is fake.
You can't say that.
I can say that.
Wrestling's not fake!
It's still real to me, damn it.
You're listening to
Mark on commentary.
The unscripted, uncensored, loose cannon of commentary. This ain't WCW. This ain't Monday Night Raw. This ain't SmackDown. This ain't even WWE.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
The recognized symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Now, I kind of had to throw together the little, like, spot where we should have, like, a sexy voiceover announcer. It sounded like shit, but I'm literally, as I was telling Jason before we got on here, this is Mark's on commentary, by the way. I'm Eddie Brophy.
I'm Jason Smith.
I am MacGyvering this show, as I don't really have, like, a working, like, wireless network and my PC. It's like trying to, like, penis in a bagel, I guess is a good analogy. I don't know. It's my internet could crap out at any point. That's what I'm getting. I'm too poor to have Jason's technology. I don't have an iPad. I don't have a laptop. I have a PC that fell off the back of a fucking truck, and after 3 years now, I know why. However, Jason did cover some points here that I do want us to jump right into. You know, I kind of want to start with the death of Doink, the original Doink the Clown. The passing of Matt Osborne. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me. Like I'm so indifferent now to the death of professional wrestlers because, like, it's sad, but it's like every year now. It's like, all right, who's gonna go this year?
Yeah, it's also the old school mentality of, like, the old school guys that pass away. Like, if somebody from the current roster was to go, I'd be more surprised, but the old school, yeah, doesn't really shock me too much.
Well, like Chris Benoit, I mean, the anniversary of his death recently came up, and, like, his death was shocking.
Yeah.
I remember my cousin who, you know, I'm kind of estranged to, but, like, that was the one thing we related to was wrestling. So every time, like, a famous person, a wrestler died, I remember being on Sturrow Drive, and it was like, oh, by the way, so-and-so died. And it would be like, oh, like, that's how my cousin and I communicate. Granted, very morbid, but and she had actually called me the night she found out about Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
And, you know, recently his, his sister-in-law had just recently done an interview.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And had mentioned that, like, he had, like, 10 to 12 weeks anyway. Like, the way his brain was, like, I'm surprised he didn't go psychotic. Like, I mean, I don't want to talk too much about that because it's kind of depressing, but, like,
and it's a moot point because nobody will ever feel the same way as another wrestling fan, you know. You know, the Hall of Fame fans will never feel the same way as the guys that are just like, just leave it be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody wants to touch the subject. Or the people that do want to touch it are doing it just to get attention or whatever. So,
I mean, in this case, he was a 50-year-old wrestler. I mean, died in his girlfriend's house. I'm going drug overdose on this one. I mean, they were investigating for foul play because it was so random. But when it comes to guys from the old school, it's 9 times out of 10, it's usually self-medication.
Yeah. There's a reason why Scott Hall and Jake Roberts are in with DDP right now.
And, you know, have you been following? Like, Jake the Snake had a relapse. He had a couple of drinks.
I hope it's true. I've heard on other shows saying, like, it always has to revolve around, like, pro wrestling. Like, they're sitting down with Jake, and they mention how, oh, you blew away the Hall of Fame. You blew away, you gave up your chance at the Royal Rumble. Like, there needs to be some other hope for the guy. Like, wrestling doesn't need to be your end-all solution. It's not, you don't need to chase that last bit of fame.
I think for Jake, ultimately, and I can hear the fireworks.
Yeah, I got,
because
like,
it is 4th of July.
We
we did miss our last show. I mean, it's a holiday weekend, so obviously we want to record every week, but shit comes up. But I think, and going back to Jake and ignoring the explosions of both North Reading and Saugus, I think with Jake, it's redemption. I mean, I think ultimately getting back in that ring would be his idea of redemption. But, dude, just sobriety. Like, not to sound like that guy, but your life, your fucking livelihood. Just, like, I know he's got kids, probably grandkids. Like, at the end of the day, dude, like, your 5 minutes versus your quality of life, two different things. And I agreed with DDP in that video where, you know, DDP was like, well, you're making a big move here. Like, you accepted the fact that you slipped and you had a couple drinks.
True.
Dude, don't let that kill you. Like, you've admitted defeat. You've said that I'm an addict. I'm a innate born addict. This sort of thing is going to come up. Like, I was really proud of him. And it's hard to ignore, like, the apocalypse sounding. Like,
it's the first time it's gone off this bad all day. But like,
Red Dawn, Red
my
Dawn.
My neighbors are, you know, ignoring all the Massachusetts fireworks laws, but
Wolverines. Yeah.
I just watched the shitty remake.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was all right.
Now we're straying from wrestling, but you know what? Fuck you, Red Dawn. I passed on the remake only because I remember having a nightmare where Korea actually invaded the U.S. We'll get into that later. Actually, we won't. We'll avoid it entirely.
All right.
The passing of wrestlers, though, is always really sad because, I mean, not to sound like really stereotypical, but you've seen movies like Wrestling with Shadows Beyond the Mat. I mean, even The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke. That's a reality. Like, these guys are piecing together fragments of who they used to be. And it's just sad. Like, Andrew Tess Martin, for example, like, that one still sticks out as like, really? What the fuck, dude? Like,
yeah.
I love Test.
It's those names that you grew up with that just happen to go randomly that, like, hit you the hardest. Like, wait, I'm trying to think of some other guys that have passed. You know, like even Boss Man, where it was just like gone. And that one like blew me away. Where I was like, oh wow, like I didn't expect it, but
Davey Boy Smith, British Bulldog. That one hit me close to home because it was like, dude, I felt like I just watched him yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, and the list is way too long. It's way too like
long and depressing, and
it should be. And honestly, well, that brings me, and I don't mean to jump around topics here. The Daniel Bryan's tiff, if we'll put it that way, his contentious relationship with Triple H, but like just the run-in they had when Triple H called the match and said, "No, you're hurt." I actually approve of WWE being more conscientious of their talents now.
True.
Again, it's quality of life versus the quality of television. As a fan, obviously, if an episode of Raw sucks or an episode of, you know, TNA, not that I fucking watch anyway, but if an episode sucks, but they had to pull like a drawing talent because they were legitimately hurt or something's going on. I mean, we could even tie that into, you know, Rodriguez, you know, like they pulled him because, and Jason and I were wondering, because I wasn't totally filled in on this. Like, I know they wrote him off on SmackDown as being hurt. But, you know, it could be, you know, fat burners, it could be pot, but, I mean, anything to keep their talent healthy and anything to keep their talent from what, obviously, Matt Osborne and, you know, Miss Elizabeth and, you know, former talent that were genuinely talented people. Way too young, going way too soon. Like, I don't know. And I'm throwing a million things at you right now, but like in terms of like concussions, I don't think Triple H did the wrong thing. I think Triple H did the right thing. Like, Daniel Bryan is a rising talent. It's an investment for the company, but it's also like, dude, no, I don't want to see you go out the way, say, Chris Benoit went out.
Yeah.
And Triple H was close to Benoit. A lot of those guys in the back, the boys, were really close to Benoit. So when the murder-suicide happened, it blew everybody away because, like, well, what's the cause? What's the culpable reason why Chris Benoit would do something like this? Could it have been too many blows to the head and his brain was like fucking oatmeal? Like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I didn't know Benoit, but what could have done it?
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. And
it's so weird though, because it's like you go back 20 years ago, guys would get concussions all the time, but like recently, like concussions are a huge thing in sports where it's like they'll kill themselves, they'll kill family, they'll kill other people. It's like, where was this then? What has changed really to make this more of an occurrence?
I think it's more of they can't sweep it under the carpet anymore. I mean, we live in the smartphone TMZ age where everything is, quantified and calculated. Everything you do, everything you say is documented, and it's
True.
it's instantaneous. Like, I could pick my nose in my car tomorrow. That's a YouTube video or that's a Facebook photo. Like, I think it's more or less wrestling becoming more self-aware of how scrutinized it is under the media microscope of, like, okay, well, we have this talent, and he was just photographed smoking pot. What do we do about this? It's more or less in the interest of PR. Like, oh fuck, how do we clean up this mess?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton chair shots in their match, headshots, they were fined, much like Triple H and Undertaker.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. I think when you have those top tier talents that are just like, I have the money, it's gonna make it better. And in a strange, sick way, I kind of enjoy it in the sense that they care about the performance that they're giving.
Well, bear in mind that Triple H, and going back to Bryan, Triple H is now in charge of talent. He's talent relations, basically.
Yeah.
For him to pull the trigger on that Orton-Bryan match shows that, and this is a guy who's been around. Like, Triple H has been around. You can say what you want about his ego or whatever bravado that the internet wrestling fans or the internet wrestling community want to sort of propagating these rumors and exacerbating, like, rumor mill type stories. Triple H is a guy that wrestled with Eddie Guerrero. He wrestled with Andrew Tess Martin. Like, this is a guy, if he didn't have actual matches with them, like, he's traveled the road with them. This is a guy who I think knows, look, like, the quality of life has diminished exponentially with our wrestlers. Like, I think if Triple H is in charge, you're going to see more of that, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm still wondering if that was actually a real thing too. I know it's said all over the internet, but since that moment happened, Bryan has steadily been on the rise in terms of where his placement in the company's been. So I still wonder if that was like a, let's try and get all the attention we can on Bryan. Let's do something legit and get the attention on Bryan.
I from what I read earlier today, that it was a legitimate argument, but Triple H took his side and was like, no, like, I'm not going to punish this guy for defending himself or speaking his mind or standing up for himself. Like, I made a judgment call. He argued it, obviously, but he was man enough to, at the end of the day, say, like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, you made the right decision. I'm okay with it. It hurts my ego as a performer, but I'm fine with it. But again, like, you read any of the autobiographies from a lot of these, top card talents, and they'll say, the McMahons love that. Like, standing up for yourself, for your principles, for your convictions. Like, that's the best way. Like, I do remember reading years ago, I forget who it was, but, like, John Morrison. One of the reasons why Vince wasn't a John Morrison guy was because he was with Melina. They were dating, and someone was trying to fuck around with her. Somebody was trying to hit on her, and John Morrison didn't do anything. He didn't defend himself. And I think to Vince that was like, dude, that's really weak. Like, that's your girl, and you're not like stepping up to the plate. You're not asserting yourself as like an alpha male. Like, this is a business created by alpha males. Like, the bigger the dick, the more talented, and you're not sort of like drawing your line in the sand and saying, like, if you fuck with her, I'll fuck with you. Like, wrestling is a very egotistical business. Like, I think a lot of wrestling comes down to personality, ability, and bravado. If you don't have it, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, and I also think that leads into McMahon believing that outside of his company, that these characters can be those characters and stand up for themselves. So, say in a bar, somebody gets in a fight, they will stand up and not make their company look like shit.
Well, again, there was that story a while ago. I think it was TMZ that reported that Triple H had even said, we were at a hotel and there was a barroom brawl with a bunch of UFC guys and a bunch of WWE guys. And obviously we're wrestlers, we're performers, and emphasis, rabbit ears on performers. They thought they could take us, and we messed them up. I think Vince has a hard on for that. I think Vince loves the fact that you take fake wrestlers, put them in a room with like legitimate boxers, athletes, or mixed martial artists. They can still go because they are legitimate athletes, and they're legitimate scrappers or fighters, however you want to call it.
Exactly.
Well, we want to go to Raw, obviously, because this is a commentary show. So give me your highlights from Raw.
There's not a whole lot, like, and I'm kind of actually rewatching it as we speak. But opening it up with all the All-Star Money in the Bank contestants. That was cool. I mean, it's clear to me that, I don't know if it is to you, Brian is winning Money in the Bank. I do not doubt that. I will put money on it that he wins it.
I'm gonna go in two directions with this. I say money on Brian winning, and then I say money on a kind of RVD Punk storyline building.
Yeah.
Even though it looks like we're grooming Punk to take Lesnar at SummerSlam, the fact that he mentioned that RVD was his main opponent at this thing, there's that weird Heyman, Curtis Axel, Brock Lesnar, like Heyman guy sort of storyline sort of festering on. And from what I read earlier, Vince McMahon is like, he's absolutely 110% behind the writing for SummerSlam.
Nice.
So what I'm guessing is that they're building towards something. Right now, there's alleged, like, well, Lesnar takes on Undertaker, Lesnar takes on Punk. We don't really know where we're going with this yet. RVD, in my mind, is the wild card in that match. I think the CM... I'm more concerned, like, what are they going to do with Punk? Like, where does Punk fall into all this?
True.
But I see something special happening between Punk and RVD. I don't know if it's storyline-wise or athletically in terms of the match, but I do see Brian coming out on top. Dude, that guy's got so much fucking... He's got a build behind him. Like,
yeah.
It's about time. It's about time for Brian. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's a likable guy. And the crowd, to this day, is still chanting yes. He was chanting no. They were still chanting yes. They're still chanting yes. And it seems like this really innocuous, like, simple, stupid thing. As even Brian said, like, one of the first words you learn at an early age, that's my catchphrase. Like, when and how does that happen?
Never.
Yeah, Jay, I'm speechless because it's kind of... I think this is much like the summer where Punk pulled the... I think this is the summer of Brian. I really do.
Yeah, it's definitely rolling that way. Like, I don't know. The guy is on a roll.
Well, if he takes on, theoretically, now, it seems like it's written in the stars, if you will, but if Punk takes on... I mean, if Brian takes on Cena, I've read that there are a lot of guys pulling for Brian to win the title.
It makes sense to me. Somebody's got to beat Cena at some point. He seems like the guy to do it.
I personally, I think Cena's star is fading. Like, I realize that he's still a juggernaut with merchandising and buy rates, but how much can you squeeze out of Cena, honestly? Like, how much more can you get out of that guy? How much mileage can you get out of a guy like that?
I wonder. I don't know. Like, I've said this online before that since Cena's won the belt, it's kind of been one of the most, and granted we're post-WrestleMania, it's kind of on a decline. Like, yeah, we're getting back into it, but Cena's not involved in anything good. The best thing he's been in is the promo that Mark Henry did to him, and he wasn't even involved. He was just standing there.
And that's even that match at Money in the Bank, Henry and Cena. It's just a card filler. Like, I don't mean to say no disrespect to Mark Henry, because I think Mark Henry deserves it, but he's not going to win the title. It's going to be another match where Cena comes out on top, Super Cena, 5 moves of doom. And then it worries me because it's like, well, then what the fuck is Henry going to do after that? I would love to see Henry and Bryan after that. Like, if Bryan wins, if Bryan is built in a program to go after Cena, somehow, some way, because I was even, catching word that it might be a triple threat, Bryan, Cena, and Henry. I would love to see, like, a David and Goliath style thing, but it's not. But it would be unlike, say, Big Show versus Mysterio, where the big man always comes out on top. Like, give Bryan and Henry even an equal opportunity shot to just wrestle, to just in the ring, hash it out, have a good match. Like, see what the smaller, younger guy can do with the bigger veteran.
Yeah. Two things I want to bring up. I kind of look at, like, Money in the Bank and, like, Royal Rumble, anything where there's a secondary, like, an attraction that they will give the second tier talents, like, every year it seems like they give, like, Miz, like, will get his first title championship match at like a Royal Rumble or something like that, or it's a way to kind of push those second tier guys up the card and give them that match without, taking away where that has to be the selling point. But the Mark Henry thing, I'm still wondering, like, maybe this is his last go around. Like, what if he somehow loses the match or wins the title and loses the thing to Bryan through Money in the Bank that night, and Mark Henry walks off in the sunset, and takes the WWE title reign away.
That's another possibility I haven't even figured out. Like, Henry theoretically Henry can win. I mean, if it's, if it comes down to strength and ability, I think that Henry could take it. But I do see Bryan cashing in and being like, no, I'm not going to wait this time. Because bear in mind, when he won Bryan is another Punk. Like, Punk won the Money in the Bank 2 years in a row. There's no reason why Bryan can't win the money. Yeah,
he only won once.
He won it once. There's no reason why he can't win it again. There's nowhere in the rule book of wrestling that says you can't have lightning strike twice.
Yeah, I like that logic where I'm not waiting. I'm doing this now.
Yeah, like I'm not the same Daniel Bryan who won the World Heavyweight title illegitimately. It does sully his title reign, because here's the thing with Bryan. He's an actual wrestler. He's an actual fucking talent. And you had him win where, Big Show beats Henry. Big Show's the champion. He comes out. Big Show's, immobile. Wins the title. Loses it within seconds at WrestleMania to Sheamus. That's an illegitimate title reign in my mind. Give him an honest-to-God chance at winning the title legitimately. And I mean not just running in and pinning him. Like running in and having a match. Like have a double match. Have the Cena-Henry match go a little earlier. Have, say, Henry or even Cena. If Cena, well, I'm ready. What if Cena's not ready? But not in the sense of how Edge won at New Year's Revolution, where Cena, he's ready, but he's not ready for what Bryan brings to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Bryan has an arsenal of moves that Cena's just not prepared for. Like, physically, he could be in his prime and he could take Bryan, but just a few moves here and there that, Cena's kind of foreign to, and like, oh crap, he won this title legitimately. This was kind of a double build match.
But then I worry about SummerSlam, because then it's the rematch of Cena and
there's so many variables.
Bryan.
There's so many variables, and that's the thing. Now, if Bryan holds out and he says, no, I'm cashing in at SummerSlam. That's my match, me and Cena, and that's how he cashes in. All right, well, Bryan wins at SummerSlam. Then who wins at the September pay-per-view? Night of Champions or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
That could be the shortest. And even that, it's like, dude, just give him like an honest-to-God run at holding that title. In terms of what stuck out on Raw, Ziggler, babyface, distracting Del Rio, Cena gets the pin. That, to me, was a highlight, because it was like they're really, like, Ziggler's going to be a babyface.
Oh, yeah. He is, if he's not already now.
I think on paper he's not, but in terms of crowd reaction, he totally is.
Yeah.
Totally
But
is.
there was that weird moment where, what was it, last week, where he kind of knocks out Jericho. Where it's like, but I don't know if you've noticed how, like, Jericho, he's kind of playing his character kind of dickish or whatever. Like, if we can hop over to Ryback and Jericho for a moment, it's almost like Jericho's, like, prodding, like, the wounded bear. You know what I mean?
He's playing possum. He's a bad guy, and a wolf wearing sheep's clothing. He's a bad guy wearing a babyface clothing.
Yeah, like, he's picking on Ryback almost, which isn't flattering from a fan's perspective.
It's not flattering because there's a million things to pick on Ryback for.
Yeah.
Why pick on a guy that you could easily just him beat in the ring? Is my outlook on that. Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, that's another indication that Ziggler's gonna go babyface. Is like, we all know by now Jericho's part-time. And we also know that Jericho has never been fond of being a babyface. He's always loved playing the bad guy because he's such a nice guy in real life that for him it's like the glove fits. It's just like, I would rather be the bad guy because that's just not how I am, so it's more fun that way.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you know, Jericho. Look at WrestleMania. He put Fandango over. Like, Jericho gets the business. You know, like, I'm a veteran. I've done what I had to do. There's some younger guys in that locker room that deserve more chances than I do. I've already had all my chances. Like, I'm part-time.
Yeah.
What if I put
He said
them
that
over?
recently, like, he has no more goals. He's just having fun, which is fine. Enjoy that.
Yeah, I think for the fans it kind of cheapens it because, in a way, it's like you're taking someone else's spot because you have a name and you're built a certain way. But if you're gonna put guys like Fandango over at the biggest show of the industry, awesome. Like, Jericho's one of those guys that I respect because, despite how much time he spends away from the ring, he still gets it. Like, he's not. He doesn't politic backstage, but he still gets the politics of backstage.
Yeah.
So if you have a bankable name like Jericho, and they pair you with this younger guy at WrestleMania, it's like, you know what? I've done what I wanted to do. It's his time now. Let's have him go over on me, clean or dirty. Just have him go over on me, you know?
Yeah.
And now that brings me to a point you brought, the Wyatts are coming. I loved that promo. To end Raw, that was the best way to end Raw.
Yeah. And that shows you their investment in these guys.
I'm actually excited. Like, when they ended, and I didn't know where that promo was going. I had no idea where that. I thought legitimately at some point something was going to happen when that promo aired. I'm actually really excited to see them now. I don't think it's the most inventive sort of story, but it may pay off. That's the thing. I want to see the payoff. I want to see what all these promos and all these like weird little like True Blood inspired, you know, backwoods country hick thing are going. Like,
Yeah.
I really am invested in like, where's this gonna go?
I don't know if it's weird. Like, I got on the notion, and granted, WWE is full of characters that are, you know, very character based and everything like that, but something about the Wyatts like brought this notion into my head. It's like, yes, on the screen in these like shit boat dunk towns down in the south or whatever, these characters play on in that realm. But I was like say like Darth Vader, I don't know why I picked him. He works in his universe. But like, you pluck him and put him in the WWE universe, that doesn't work the same way. So I'm wondering what the transition is going to be like when you take those Southern characters and put them into a WWE realm where there's pyro, there's HD monitors, and everything on glitz and lights and all around. I don't know. I have no point to this, but I was just wondering how those characters are going to translate onto the screen.
No, you do have a point. Because here's the thing: the zeitgeist. If you had plucked that sort of story and put it back in '99, there is no reason why the Ministry of Darkness or the corporate ministry should have worked. It was a zeitgeist thing. Goth, Marilyn Manson, stabbing Westward. It went with the sign of the times or the style, or like, and this is a morbidly awful thing to bring up, but Columbine.
Yeah.
Ministry of Darkness was Columbine. It was the misfit goth kid who would make idle threats and yeah, whatever. Like, fuck you, we'll kick your ass after school. And then they show up with a gun. That was the Ministry of Darkness to me. And people can laugh and people be like, oh, that's so crude and taboo, Eddie. That's why it was so terrifying.
Yeah.
Because you had this group that showed up, and it was ominous because it was like, dude, like, you're plucking headlines right now. Like, it feels very scary because this is the climate. Like, it seems so stupid to admit this, but when I was a kid, I was scared of goth kids. Not because, like, oh, like they're wearing fishnets and Marilyn Manson shirts. But it was what they were capable of. At that time, it was what is the Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness capable of? Especially if it's sort of espoused with, like, the timeless sort of corporate greed aspect of things. Like, we don't care how we make our money. We don't care if we have to align ourselves with the devil himself. We will be the most powerful faction in this industry. In terms of the Wyatts, I don't know how it's going to work. But in order to make it work, it has to be relevant. It has to be relevant. That's why Zeb Coulter works so well, because we're in the midst of, like, people are turning their backs on President Obama, being, you know, with the recent, you know, surveillance Big Brother 1984 style of things.
Mm-hmm.
You legitimately have these, like, overzealous, you know, religious fanatic type people hiding in the basements with their "Don't Tread on Me" flags, saying we're gonna take America back. It sucks that Swagger had made the poor decision that he made, because honestly, at the time, that was building to a fever pitch where that could have been an amazing story.
Yeah.
Because it was relevant. It was totally relevant. I don't know how the Wyatt family is going to fit into all this. I have no idea, because I want to see it as an actual threat to the fabric of the company. But again, the whole country bumpkin redneck thing has been done before.
Who is their first target? That's what I'm wondering.
That's with Kane. It was obvious when Kane was coming back. I remember you even said to me, like, they spent way too much time on Cena in that point. He's coming after Cena. And I didn't even notice. I was like, oh, how the fuck do you know that? Sure enough, Kane came back, chokeslammed Cena, and then they had that long ass program leading to Cena Rock at WrestleMania. It was predictable because you knew who his first opponent. It wasn't going to be Punk. It wasn't going to be Ziggler. It wasn't going to be Del Rey. It was going to be Cena. I don't know. That's the unpredictability aspect that I like. Is who the hell are they who are they going after? Like, what's their end game in all of this?
I mean, everybody keeps saying like the Shield, but that means somebody's got to go face, and I don't know if you can do that right now with either of these guys. Like, you've put so much into creeping your audience out with the Wyatts that to flip them face is not the right move, and to flip the Shield right now I don't feel is the right move. Down the road we're getting closer to when that could possibly happen, unless
and here's the thing, I hate to put so much emphasis on Punk because he is not WWE, but what if they come after Punk because he's in that transitional phase right now where he's Paul Heyman's friend, he's not Paul Heyman's client.
Mm-hmm.
What if they come after Punk and they're like, you have no one left to protect you, like, you're the best in the world, prove it. You know, we're a redneck family, like almost in the vein of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, we don't care. Like, we don't have any rules. We don't have any restrictions. We're just here to mess good people up because we can. I don't know. In order for it to work with, say, the Shield, I would think that Dean Ambrose would have to go babyface. But is it too soon for that?
I feel it is. It's like, why take a good thing to mess it with something you're unsure about?
That's Monday Night Raw. This Monday is going to be interesting because I think they're heading for the main event. To end a promo with, you know, the Wyatt family, to end the show with a promo from them means that they're coming in on the main event.
So Cena, maybe.
But what do they have to gain with Cena? That's the thing. Like, Cena's already in this thing with Mark Henry. What do they have to gain?
But it seems like anybody who wants to be somebody has to go over on Cena.
And that's what sucks, is because, yeah, like, you have to go over on Cena, but why? Like, there are other guys you can go through, but right now, yeah, he's the number one babyface. So I just hate talent being developed and created through Cena. I hate that idea. I absolutely hate that idea.
Because it'll be like another Ryback situation where it's like build them up, get them to the one title match, and then they're gone. Like I've said, like, look at Umaga, look at Bobby Lashley, and now Ryback, and those guys have their matches, and then they're really never heard of again.
Right. Well,
So.
I want to cover some more topics that you post here. The importance of the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like over recent weeks they've tried to not revalue the title.
I still don't see it. I don't see a need with a 3-hour program weekly that you need 2 champions. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I realize that SmackDown is, as Catherine's pointed out, the catalyst for younger guys. I don't see it. I just don't. Unify the fucking titles already. And I'm cursing, and I know you were working on some stuff in the background. Don't curse, because we may get on this. For the time being, that's still in the works, but I don't see it. I just don't. Unify the titles, make one unified champion, or just call him the WWE champion, and get it over with. Like, get rid of the WCW title. It's the WCW belt. I don't give a shit if you call it the World Heavyweight Champ. It's the WCW belt. Get it out of here.
If it's relegated to SmackDown, if that champion didn't appear, I'd be okay with it.
Just get rid of it. Get rid of SmackDown. I've said it time and time again. If you're going to have a weekly 3-hour program, there's no reason for an hour-and-a-half long program on Fridays, which is essentially television's graveyard for shows. And they've been successful because wrestling fans are loyal. Listen to me. I've said it on many. Stop being loyal. If you want to make change, stop being loyal. Make the ratings on SmackDown tank. So they're just like, we can't do this anymore. The show doesn't work. One champion for one company. That's it. This duality of two. No, it doesn't exist. It never did. Get rid of it.
It's like the NBA or any major sport or anything saying like, well, here's our champion. Here's the NBA champion, and here's the world champion. Like it doesn't correlate.
No, let me sum it up like this: Boston lost to Chicago in the NHL playoffs. There were not two champions. There was one.
Yeah.
Chicago beat us. We humbled ourselves. We accepted it. We were pissed off, and we gave everybody hell that following day. We accepted it. We moved on. One champion. That's how competition works. That's how it works. Like, that's the reason why WWE's having so many drums. And you mentioned, like, the financial problems of TNA, and we'll get to that, but WWE does not have a credible competitor right now. It does not. And that is why they're so complacent with stupid storylines and bullshit, like easy ways out. Because they don't have legitimate competition anymore. They're not competing with a, television juggernaut for viewers. So they're complacent. They don't care. Like, WWE is the only product that matters right now. TNA... There are TNA fans, I won't deny it. I met many of them when we went to Slammiversary. They do exist, but they smell bad. So, no one cares? I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just saying that, like, get rid of it. Just get rid of the fucking World Heavyweight title. Just get rid of it. WWE Champion, boom, that's it. That's over. That title has more legacy than the WCW title. I don't give a shit if you're a fucking Mark...
Goes back to 1903 or whatever. George Hackenschmidt.
Yeah, Hackenschmidt. You know what? I'm going to get bossed on you. Fuck you, guy. I don't fucking care. I'm right, you're wrong. Go fuck yourself. Get rid of the World Heavyweight title already. Leave it WWE strictly. TNA is, like, basically going out of fucking business right now. And WWE had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. You have a crap product and you put the wrong investors in charge. What it comes down to is, like, you just put the wrong people in charge. I guess we can go. I'm bouncing around here. Sting to WWE, kayfabe news. I thought that article was hysterical.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, that's an awesome article. I posted it on the Facebook page, basically saying Sting's going to perform at WrestleMania. What song is he going to perform? I'm not a Sting.
Roxanne!
Oh, yeah, Roxanne.
And that's a Police song, you fucker.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Jason's not the music guy. I'm the music guy. Yeah. Yes. And then I actually wanted to pull a clip, but I'm afraid because my internet sucks. But then I immediately read that article. All I kept thinking was the Friends episode where Ben, Ross's son, got in a fight with Sting's son. And Phoebe wanted tickets to the Sting concert, and she kept telling Ross can. Yeah, fuck you. I watch Friends. Eat my ass.
Sorry, no, I wasn't a Friends guy.
I had to explain to my girlfriend the Friends reference I made on my Facebook. She's my lobster. And she was like, I'd actually email her the post with PB. And you know what? You guys smell anyway, and you have poor taste in beer. So I don't care if you think I'm a loser. I smell really good. More often than, except for right now, because it's like 90 degrees in this fucking bedroom. I feel like I'm in a fucking sweatshop right now.
It's pretty hot. I got a fan like 2 inches from my face.
And Jason has his own place. I live with my mom and dad. Go fuck yourself, dude. Oh. So, I mean, but where do we go with that? The wellness violation. Stop smoking pot, all right? Get the drinks that fucking work, all right?
Well, you mentioned the wellness policy. I wanted to talk about I'm interested in knowing where and who made a reservation or what's the word I'm looking for? Shit, I'm blanking.
It's already done. The show's over.
It's
Show's
over.
over. Jason
No,
Bourne.
but between Rob Van Dam and WWE, Rob Van Dam, very avid pot smoker. You know, he's gone on, fought for pot rights and everything like that. Fine, great, do what you will. And then WWE has this corporate image to obtain, the wellness policy.
Be a star. Don't
Exactly.
smoke marijuana.
Rob Van Dam's coming back. Who made the consideration to say, okay, I won't smoke pot, or Rob, you can't smoke pot, or Rob, we're going to allow you to smoke pot. Somebody made it okay. You know what I mean?
This is going to be the shortest comeback in history. Here's the deal. Rob Van Dam actually has a legal permit. Now, for those of you that don't smoke pot, and I've smoked a lot of it, which is why my memory's so terrible. I used to work for a radio station, a big radio station in Boston, I won't say which one, where our production guy was a guy that we got from California. And he was flabbergasted when he came to Boston and he couldn't find pot. Why? Because he had a medicinal marijuana card that allowed him to go to any pagoda in California to legally purchase marijuana. Rob Van Dam has that card. Here's the deal. Doesn't work in every state because not every state has recognized marijuana as being almost on the same tier as alcohol and tobacco. Now, I agree with Jason. You bring a guy in who is the most outspoken pot smoker for the simple fact that he had 420 on most of his leotards. It's even mentioned when he was in Attack Team with Kane, he would be like, "Oh, Kane, it's 420," and then Kane was like, "Oh yeah, let's smoke pot, let's get high, let's get Kane high," because I
love that Kane reaction.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now,
sorry.
Jason's already lost. But here's the deal. You have this wellness policy, which basically sums it up as nothing. Fat burners, supplements, marijuana, nothing. Most wrestlers, believe it or not, are cocaine and alcohol addicts. Marijuana is the least of your fucking troubles. If anything, I think they should just give RVD a pass, because my prediction is within the next 5 years, marijuana will be sold in every convenience store. You can buy a pack of marijuana cigarettes like you buy a pack of Marlboros. That's my own grandstand, sort of soapbox dancing. I'm not a avid pot smoker. I used to be. A really bad one. But who the fuck cares? It's 2013. Gays can marry, smoke some pot, shut the fuck up. In terms of WWE's policy with RVD, you already know what you're getting into. They have to know.
Oh, yeah.
It's we just re-signed RVD.
I just wonder what was said in the meeting when the contract was signed, because that had to be a topic of conversation.
That had to be in the contract. RVD, are you gonna smoke pot? Fuck yeah, I'm gonna smoke pot. Shit. Can you campaign against anti-bullying at least? Even if you're stoned, just be like, hey, bullying is wrong. Man, I can hear my hair growing. I don't know. It seems like a gutsy move on WWE because they're very corporate imagey. In terms of lately they're very well, we're a big corporation and we have family fuck you. Honestly, it's got whatever. I don't know. I think it's funny, and I'm kind of curious how they're gonna try and curb the RVD character in terms of him being the laid back stoner. So that's another point of interest for me, is just RVD's a fucking stoner dude. He's like Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused. What do you do with that? Yeah, don't scuff the leather. I don't know. All right. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm excited to see it. Troubles in OVW for TNA. You know what? Fuck TNA. Just fuck it. You got some talent, some great talent. Bully Ray, I will say, I liked him. I think he's a good talent. I think Sting should legitimate Sting, not Roxanne. I think legitimate Sting should swallow his pride and do the Undertaker match and just get it over with. Because that's what everybody wants. Nobody gives a fucking shit about Sting. I'll even go as far as say nobody really cares about the Undertaker anymore.
Yeah, it's a declining thing where, okay, you get the Undertaker match. What else do you really want to do with Sting? Like, it's 10 years too late.
Well, that's my issue. It's like even like the Steve Austin Punk match. The clock's ticking. If that match does not happen at WrestleMania 30, I hate to break it to you guys, but it's not happening. It's just not happening. Even JR had tweeted, it's not happening. If Steve Austin does not pull the trigger tomorrow, it's not happening.
Yeah. There's a 50-50 chance. And
I think we're done. TNA is done. I'm sorry. I give TNA 2 more years and they're done. Absolutely done. Just bankrupt. Dixie Carter's done. Hulk Hogan crawls back to whatever the hole he came from. It's done. I'm sorry. TNA's over. It's absolutely over. I could say this as like a WWE guy who never watches the TNA product and is kind of that dick that's just like, oh yeah, they suck. I don't watch, but they suck. I paid $25 to go see TNA, with the exception of maybe 3 matches, and seeing half of again. And if you're not from Massachusetts, Agganis Arena is Diet TD Garden. Now TD Garden is a big arena. Now if you saw the Boston Strong concert, maybe you didn't, but it's a big fucking arena. Boston Garden,
WrestleMania 14.
Yeah, it's a big.
I don't know why you're jumping to those events. Where I'm like, Boston Fleet Center, King of the Ring 2000, Royal Rumble 2003, 2011.
All right, you know what? Shut up. All right, a band like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, if they do a residency at the TD Garden, if they do 2 or 3 nights in a weekend, it's a big fucking arena. Agganis is not half of that. Half of that. If you can't sell out Agganis Arena, you're not doing so hot. You are not doing well at all. I would not be surprised. And reading like Al Snow is like delegating power that he doesn't even have. That's very Al Snow in my mind. Like,
yeah.
I don't see TNA having a very bright future. I don't care what you say. I don't see it having a bright future.
I don't know. I would love to see the people that own Ring of Honor come in and say, all right, we're buying this. We're changing the name. It's now Ring of Honor. We're taking your TV slot. We're taking your talent. And that's it.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. This is like one of, we agree on a lot of things, but, sometimes we have our discrepancies, but that's one thing that I'm just like, yeah. 100% behind Ring of Honor. Oh, absolutely.
You get rid of the shitty tits and ass name, You have Ring of Honor. It sounds like a company. It just doesn't sound like, I don't know.
Ring of Honor already has bragging rights, though.
Yeah. Legitimate wrestling.
Yeah, Colt Cabana, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan. It already has bragging rights. To Contemporary Wrestling Society, it already has bragging rights.
Yep.
So, all right, well, we're going to plug the Twitter and the Facebook. Marks on Commentary on Facebook, at MO Commentary on Twitter.
Yep.
Until Jason gets us fucking suspended again.
Again. Sorry.
Because he's getting in fights with this one dude. I don't even know this guy, all right?
Fuck him.
I don't even go on Twitter. I don't know our password. Dude, fuck off. Like, get over it. It's a podcast.
You know what? Yeah, telling me how many so-and-so has numbers and fuck that. And
I don't even pay. You know what? Here's the thing. I don't pay attention to the numbers on the show because I don't give a fuck who listens to the show. I know people do, and I'm not saying I don't care about our listeners. I'm saying that I don't care because I'm having fun. When you stop having fun and it becomes like a pissing contest to you, I legitimately live in a condo with my parents, and I already have more to brag about than you do, motherfucker. Like, get out of the basement. Get over it. Just, who cares? Like, I wish I pulled that Family Guy. Oh, my God. Who the hell cares?
Yeah.
Like, dude, just whatever. Yeah. Stop giving Jason shit, because I don't have to. All right, here's my real problem. If you keep giving Jason problems, I have to fucking create a Twitter account. I'm already lazy enough. If I have to be at Eddie Gaga or at Eddie says twat muffin, go fuck yourself, that is too much work for me. Hashtag fuck yourself. Hashtag eat my ass. Like, it's too much work. # fuck you. I don't know. Jason's working on a website, and the website looks pretty damn good. What's the website?
Right now it's marksoncommentary.com. For some reason, you can't type www in front of it. I'm still working on that. I might have to change register hosts and stuff like that. But you can find us at our marksoncommentary.com.
Now, for the announcement,
Oh yeah.
The big
So,
announcement.
fuck the other show. Let it never be mentioned again because we have the ultimate Trump show.
Now here's the Trump show. We got our interview. You know who we got our interview with? Piranha Man. I am so excited to sit in a room with Piranha Man and hash things out.
I'm excited.
First question, Shark Boy.
Fuck him.
Punjabi prison / Golden Monkey match of death. Piranha Man versus... No, really, we got Gangrel, apparently.
Hopefully he's not pulling our leg.
I love that Jason says hopefully because, like, I got so excited. I was like, holy fuck, he did it. Then I'm like, well, you know what? Wait a second. We're going to look like two of the biggest assholes in the world if he's just like, you know what? I listen to your show, and your show fucking sucks. I'm not having... All right, here's the deal. Gangrel, if you're listening, at Gangrel. Jason...
13.
Yeah, 13. Okay, yeah, I'm not on Twitter. If you do this interview with us, I promise you will get... Actually, I will talk to you like a human being with fangs. I will talk to you like a human being, and I will say this. If you do this interview and you happen to be back in Boston, Beers and Kelly's on me.
Oh, we go to Kowloon.
Kowloon! We go to Kowloon!
Kowloon.
How long have you been? You live in fucking Saugus, you asshole. Yes,
I'm having a bottle of sangria tonight, so...
Oh, you got sangria?
Sangria.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, I lost my license on, like, Saturday.
You told me.
I lost my... that's why I kicked J-Bo's ass out. He had to go home. He would tell you this story. And it's a very embarrassing story, but I lost my license on Saturday. I've been sending my dad, who's been recovering from cancer, to go to the store to get fucking booze for me. Meanwhile, he's calling me up. He's got like a laundry list. Like, okay, Eddie, they don't have this, but they have this. I'm thinking, like, my poor dad. My poor dad. He's so skinny, and, like, he's going back to work soon, and, like, he just beat cancer. And I'm, like, 16 again. Okay, Eddie, they don't have this, but they... And now I'm making my dad sound Jewish for some reason. I agree. Gangrel, if you do the show, it'll be a good time. I will rub 2 popsicle sticks together with elastic bands to make my internet work to get you. I'm debating spending the little money I have to get a laptop to make sure this works. But if you do the show, my girlfriend in the UK will think I'm awesome, which is bragging rights. Jason's fiance will think he's awesome. Namely, I will take you to Kowloon, and you can help me put a glossy photo of myself and replace it with one of an actual wrestler, and we can fulfill the Kowloon prank that I've been holding out for since 2009. Gangrel, make it happen, man. You seem like a cool dude. You seem like you can make shit happen.
Yeah.
No, that would be cool, though. I would love to get him on here because, again, it's conversation. Like,
Exactly.
It's a fucking conversation. I just talk to people on a level that you normally talk to your friends on. Like, we watch wrestling, we like wrestling, we hate stinky wrestling fans.
We can ask him the shit we never knew. Tell us some secrets.
No,
where are the bodies buried in WWE?
Oh, here's my main thing. Like, number one question, I'm giving it away, and I'm already like, shit, I don't have a follow-up. Who came up with the entrance?
Yep.
That may seem like, oh, why would you ask him that? It's such a dumb question. No, that's a legitimate... Who came up with that fucking entrance? Because to this day, that's still one of the
best.
Yeah, one of the best entrances. Music, flames, coming up from the stage, the goblet, the blood. Who came up with that? Was it you? Was it, like, the booking? Was it promote? Who came up with that? So,
absolutely.
I'll be excited if he does. If he is as down to earth as I think he is, I think we'll have a great interview that we'll spread over on many shows.
Yeah. And hopefully this becomes, a steamroll where we can get other guys say, well, Gangrel did it. You don't want to, not be on the show that Gangrel was on.
Again, like Gangrel, he doesn't wrestle with WWE anymore, but he made his stamp on WWE. I don't give a fuck if you're in WWE or not. Like, if you're in the legacy or the fabric of that company, you have stories, and like that's the thing. Wrestlers have amazing stories.
Yep.
Because they've lived a life that you or I, in a million lifetimes, will never probably ever come close to being like, oh, I have this story. So, I mean, in terms of like our listeners, 978-276-9418, I haven't checked the phone. I just assume you're all timid and you're milquetoast like me. I can't operate a touch-tone phone.
So
Give us some
call
questions.
in. Maybe we can play some of those messages for people. You know, if you got questions for Gangrel.
Yeah, if you just give us some ideas for what you would want to ask him, because I'll be honest with you, I say I'm not a mark, but as soon as Jason tweeted or texted me and was like, "Dude, we got him," I'm like, "Fuck!" Like, what do we ask him? That's where you guys come in at MO Commentary on Twitter or 978-276-9418. Like, I don't know. You guys. Here's the main thing. You guys are the reason why this is happening. I didn't think you existed. I love this show, and I think Jason's onto something brilliant here. I have no faith in it. You know why? Because I have no faith in humanity. I am a 25-year-old, and July 13th, I turned 26. I live at home. I have, like, no sort of, like, silver lining. Well, I do, but I'm not going to get into that. But I don't have, like, a silver lining career-wise where I would ever believe that a listener of ours would make a meme that would make me almost piss myself laughing. So you guys are literally the reason why this is happening.
Yeah.
Don't be fucking shy. Like, ask your questions. Like,
You know,
yeah.
we don't have a huge fan base even where you get this opportunity to ask. You go to a convention or Q&A and he happens to be there, you probably won't get your answer to your question, but
No, I will make a guarantee. I will make a guarantee. If you're a listener of ours and you've been a loyal listener of ours, which thank you, you're awesome. And hopefully you're not a fucking twat muffin like a few particulars have been. Yeah, said other shows. I don't even know this person, and I already have it in for them. Just
he big leagued us, remember?
Oh, he big leagued it, yeah.
Douchebag.
Here's the thing: if you're a listener, dude, it's your fucking show. Like this, me and Jason are just talking very poorly into microphones.
Drunkenly.
Yeah, drunkenly talking poorly into microphones. Dude, like if you're adopting us as like your voice, like dude, this is your voice. Like you will get your question answered. I guarantee you will get your question answered. 978-276-9418 or at MO Commentary on Twitter or the fucking Marks and Commentary Facebook. You will get your question. I will give you the Eddie promise that you will get. It's not worth much. I did promise Jason we get a new intro, and I delivered. Goddammit. You will get your question answered, and you know what? I'll make a big fucking deal about it. You know why? Because I'm making a big fucking deal about it because I never thought, even if the guy wrestles in the indies and he's not really a big name anymore, he's still fucking Gangrel. Like, understand that 11, 12 years old, watch this guy on TV. I don't give a shit if he wrestles in a fucking pool hall. He's still fucking Gangrel to me. It's still real to me, damn it. Like... If you actually helped us get him on here, 110% you're going to get your question answered. So you at least have my guarantee that it will happen.
Yeah. We're going to try and do whatever we can for our audience. So
yeah, why the fuck not? They're like us. They're nerds. Hopefully you smell good, unlike the nerds I've met. But,
don't bother Eddie on a Boston train.
Don't bug me on a bus. Here's the thing. If you're going to bug me on a Boston train, smell good and not be 12 years old. Don't be an obnoxious 12-year-old. I have a nephew, all right? My nephew thinks he's John Cena. I would love to post photos of him waving his hand across his face. He won't answer to his name now. His name is Sonny. If you call him Sonny, he'll say, no, John Cena. All right, little guy, like, you're John Cena. Like, he's not, you know why he's not obnoxious? Because he's funny. Be funny if you meet me. Like, be normal. Just don't smell bad. Anyway, we got some tweets here.
Yep.
And I love these tweets because I never know how to answer these because our fucking tweets are smarter than us. All right. I got to lean in here because my eyesight's fucking terrible. At M4T the W Grant, thoughts on who will be at Ring of Honor World Champion?
It's tough. They're in a weird period right now. I don't know if you're following. The Briscoes are leaving. They're kind of like the long-term kind of guys that have been there forever. And I don't know. I don't know the whole roster, but I feel like they need to do a move. I would say, like, yeah, the marquee person in me that wants to say, go get Colt Cabana and bring him back and make him your Ring of Honor champion. But
I think that would be the smart move, honestly. Because Colt Cabana is to Ring of Honor what Punk is to WWE right now.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah. There's no way to answer that question without disappointing people.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know the full Ring of Honor talent roster, but I feel like they need to make a move if they want to enter the conversation of being one of the big three or whatever.
Hey, Ring of Honor, TNA is about to go bankrupt. Your turn. All right, I like this question. I'm leaning in again.
Adam Bishop.
Adam Bishop. All right, real Adam Bishop. I'm sorry, I'm 25 going to 26. I'm fucking blind. Do you think we'll see Chris Moe on any of the future? I saw Chris Moe on. You said no. No. You know why? Because WWE owns the archives. Vince McMahon, as far as he's concerned, Chris Benoit never existed, so no.
I think how it will be handled is, I don't know if you've heard about like the new War Games DVD that's come out, is yes, he may be in a match, but I think they're using alternate angles where it's not highlighting him so much, or
you'll see his back, you'll see his like good right side, but you won't see his face.
If him or the team he's a part of wins the match, don't count on him winning or being featured. His name won't be mentioned in the conversation. You know what I mean? You won't see an entrance. You won't see a finishing move. You'll see another angle at the time that something's happening. So,
at David M. Payne, what do you guys think about the main event, a Mafia versus the Aces and Eights? Is it lame, stale, don't care, excited, TNA Impact Live? And I hate TNA. I think TNA is shit. I actually really like the Aces and Eights angle, despite the fact that it's a ripoff from fucking Sons of Anarchy, which I don't watch because I think it's stupid. I think that it's continuity-wise, it's cool because nobody came out to save Sting during that Bully Ray match. I know who's the new guy, the UFC guy that's in there, and now he's in the main event Mafia. I don't fucking follow TNA.
Rampage Jackson.
Rampage Jackson.
Yeah, but he's even saying that I don't know if I can wrestle right now. Do you hear that one?
I didn't hear that one, but
yeah, he's like, well, I'm kind of focused on my MMA career right now, so I don't know where wrestling stands.
All right,
but it's like, all right, well, that fucks everything.
So here's what I'm gonna say to that question: TNA is going bankrupt. Sorry. Joey _M_ Peters. How much faith do you put into WWE that they'll pull of the Wyatt family gimmick? Don't doubt the talent. I doubt the booking. I doubt the booking as well. I'm sorry, I just totally fucking ruined your tweet because I'm an old fucking man. I think they're gonna drop the ball. I think it's a great fucking gimmick. I think that Husky Harris was a great wrestler. He's got the look. He's got the ability.
The lineage.
I think personally, by September, you won't remember these guys.
Ugh. I hope it's longer than that. I think they're a little bit more invested. I hope they have a plan for these guys, at least for 6 months down the road. But it's going to depend on how that first program goes. So
they're going to drop the fucking ball, and it breaks my heart because I think that this gimmick has potential. And it's a stupid fucking gimmick, but again, and of course, our next tweeter is my favorite. The undertweeter, but it brings back the Undertaker. Worst fucking gimmick ever. That guy has made it work.
Yep.
You can make a Wyatt family work as much as you could. They could have made Nexus work, and they failed. At the Undertweeter, favorite Booker T quote. My one is, "What the hell?" Here's the thing. I can't repeat my favorite Booker T quote.
I was going to go with that.
Because I'm a scrawny white guy who lives in an affluent suburban city, even though my family's dirt poor. Here's the thing. N-word. We're coming for you, Hogan. I can't repeat it. I wish I could, but I have morals. But that was my favorite quote. Why? Because Booker T is such a cool fucking guy. Even he laughs about that quote to this day. And I know Ducky, Shucky, whatever the fuck. No, that was the best quote because Booker T.
His reaction.
Years later is like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that.
No, it's the instantaneous reaction.
Yeah, when it slipped out of his mouth,
I just said that.
And Scary Sherry's just like, oh, you totally did that.
And tapping him on the back, like, good job.
And I don't mean to sound stereotypical here, but come on. If you're a wrestling fan, that was awesome. And even Hogan, I read an interview where Hogan was like, well, I'm glad you think I'm the good N-word and not the bad one. At LarLar23, I see stories of Sting coming to WWE's. Your thoughts on this? Good, bad, great. What does it mean for a guy who held off so long? Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. Roxanne, or even Ross can. That answers that.
I don't know. I want to see it. I'm interested. To some extent, you know, if it is finally the WrestleMania match. I mean, I have to imagine that Undertaker and Sting are fairly even in age, right? Am I?
No, they're even. I even think in terms of. Here's my thing. Sting is a born-again Christian. That was his main problem with the WWE product. That and the fact that he'd have to work a very minimal part-time sort of work schedule. If Shawn Michaels can do it, there's no... And Shawn Michaels is, again, born-again Christian. He found Jesus. I'm not going to shit on people who are religious. I particularly am not, but I know a lot of friends of mine who were reformed drug addicts that they found God. Good for them. They're doing a hell of a lot better in terms of wrestling. Any day above ground is a good day. In terms of Sting, I saw this guy live at Slammiversary. I got excited. I'm not even like a Sting guy. When I heard the music and saw the would-be Titantron, I got excited. I like Sting. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a moral guy. I think he's a godly guy, which kind of hurts. But, and it doesn't hurt. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm an atheist, because I'm not a fucking atheist. I do believe in God. But I think in terms of his values, check your values at the door. This is entertainment.
Yep.
Don't use your values as a reason or a catalyst for why you can't perform. If Sting wrestled Undertaker, I don't give a fuck if they're 60. That would, everybody on their feet, hands down, match of the night.
Yeah.
So
I just want to see it once. That's all. How many times do you sit through shitty matches where I've never seen before? That's something there. I'm fine with making a moment. That's it.
Yeah, we're marks. We're not marks for wrestling. We're marks for moments.
Yep. All
right. At Logan_Landers, what do you think of the recent money problems with TNA and their talent? I think I covered that already.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy.
It's so poor. It just seems like they never, besides like maybe two top storylines, you never hear anything that they're doing. Like, none of the other talent matters. It's a shame that, what is it, Samoa Joe hasn't had like a pay-per-view main event, title match, anything, in like over 2-3 years, probably longer than that. And that guy is fucking it, and they don't fucking get it.
No, I agree. I give it 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years at their best. They're done. They're all done.
Yeah.
Dixie Carter's trust fund. My voice cracked. Dixie Carter's trust fund will run out. Hulk Hogan, I don't give a fuck if he is Hulk Hogan. That guy's his drawing ability's gone. I don't care. They're done. They're absolutely done. Jump ship. Kurt Angle back to WWE. You know, AJ, bring all the talent. Yeah,
very few.
Yeah. In your case, rumors surfaced of the American Wolves possibly going to WWE. Do you think they could be successful in the E? I don't know what the fuck they're even writing to us, so that's all you.
Yeah. I think it's an ROH team. I don't know much about them, but they look. The thing that I like is they're a legitimate tag team. You know what I mean? You got two guys. Yeah, gear is the same. You know what I mean? Like, you bringing in a tag team. If they're coming in to be a tag team, WWE needs that. You know what I mean? You need like a foundation tag team, not two guys that are just mushed together and here's Kofi and Evan Bourne and get out there.
Here's Kofi and everyone else in the back room.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I love your tweets, even if I can't answer some of them sober, or even fucking say your name right. Don't hold it against us. I do not reflect Jason. Jason knows what he's doing. It's 4th of July.
Yeah.
I have a full bladder. I really have to pee. I've been drinking straight bourbon. Truthfully, I love our tweets because they're actual wrestling fans. Like, they're not marks. They're actual wrestling fans. So I hope we did you guys justice this week.
Yeah.
If we didn't, blame Eddie and say what you will, because I don't have the fucking Twitter account to yell at you anyway. I'll let Jason make fun of me with you. whatever. 978-276-9418 at MO Commentary on Twitter. Marks the Commentary on Facebook.
marksofcommentary.com.
I keep forgetting because Jason keeps emailing me with, oh, the website doesn't work, and I'll go on there and be like, dude, it looks fine. I am the Ed Wood essentially of podcasting. I do one take and I'm out. Like, you probably heard podcasts where I'm coughing or Jason's making some off-color remark about something. I'm like, oh, we're keeping it. But anyways, I think that's a show right there because we covered our basics. And, again, we were lacking last week because some people had to shit. Catherine wasn't on this week because...
Oh, yeah. By the way, we should congratulate, what is it, her brother that got married this week? Is it her brother?
Yeah, he's getting married this week. Congratulations. Okay. I don't fucking know who you are.
I'm sorry, but, you know, shout out.
I was invited to the wedding, but here's the deal. I hate people. And I don't own a dress shirt. So...
Yeah. But she was very psyched that she's part of the wedding party and she got to come out to Mrs. Theme. So there's your mark right there.
I'm going to a wedding in November. I don't have a date because my woman is across the pond. I'm going stag or I'm bringing my friend Jabo and I'm going to look like the gay couple. It's fine. It's fine. I'm a chubby chaser. It is what it is with my set of guys. Jason's engaged. He can't go with me. +1. Fuck it. 978-276-9418. I honest to God, dude, when it comes to this gay girl thing, though, I can't stress enough. You guys were fucking awesome about this.
So excited. Hopefully, please don't flake out.
Don't flake on us, but here's the thing. Jason made this shit happen. You guys...
They did too. All the retweets and
well, that's what
tweets
I'm saying.
to
like,
him.
Jason knows what he's doing in terms of social networking. I don't. I can handle my end in terms of, like, if Gangrel's on, that I won't pee my pants and be like, oh my god, it's Gangrel. I will probably talk about Warm Bodies with him, because I actually really like that movie. I will probably talk about Anne Rice. I will probably ask him an obscene amount of random questions that most would be like, get to our fucking questions, you dick. It's fine. At MO Commentary on Twitter. 978-276-9418. Don't be fucking shy. Like, honest to God, you and Jason made this shit happen. I'm on board, man. Like, I will fucking make this shit happen. I will make my fucking computer work. Do this. And then I will make the offer. And the offer is always open to any listeners. It doesn't necessarily have to be Kelly's. It can be Kowloon. It can be Mikey's. It doesn't. If you listen to the show and you're cool and you're not creepy and you don't smell bad, drinks ahoy is what I say. I'm turning 26 next Saturday, July 13th. If you want to get drinks, man, and talk about fucking wrestling with me, leave your name and your number and fuck you, man. Like, you're in. Like, I will fucking hang out and have drinks with you and talk about wrestling, get you on the show. Like, this isn't a snobby sort of, like, we're in it for the fucking downloads. I'm only doing this because it's fun. Yeah. If it wasn't fun, we wouldn't be doing this.
Exactly.
So, again, 978-276-9418 at MO Commentary, markscommentary.com, Marks Commentary on Facebook. I got too many fucking things I'm trying to remember because I'm really bad at doing my end of the promotion. So
yeah, we got retweets from Tommy Dreamer, D'Lo Brown, and what is it, Peter Rosenberg this week. So
if we make this Gangrel thing work, I would love to get those guys on.
Yep.
So make it happen, listeners.
It's all you.
Yeah, and that's Jason's very subtle way of saying the show's over. The show's over after a week hiatus because
we went, the Iron Man route today and did a whole hour. So
Iron Man, you are not Robert Downey Jr.
Damn it.
Anyways, again, Marks the Commentary. I'm Eddie Brophy.
I'm Jason Smith.
We'll be talking. Hopefully, by the next time we get you, we'll have Gangrel, and it'll be fucking awesome. So keep listening.